recently pretty much stopped drinking alcohol altogether. Now, it wasn't like it wasn't anything. It wasn't like a big decision in the sense of like I have to stop because I have a problem or anything like that. But it was just one of those things where I just didn't feel like alcohol was doing anything for me anymore. Now, it's not that I won't have a drink every once in a while. I was in New York City traveling a couple weeks ago, and my wife and I had one drink. We stopped in at this like it was like this cool little I want to call it like a retro bar almost. They had like vinyl playing. It was really cool. It was quite a cool vibe. But I just had one drink there, but I hadn't really drank since like April, and it's been good. It's been really good. I just want to share my kind of my thoughts on why I stopped and kind of my experience. So I really didn't start drinking until college, for the most part, and it was quite a new experience. I grew up rather sheltered, and there was definitely no alcohol in my house growing up, and so it was something that was rather taboo. And then when I went to college, it was just kind of everywhere all of a sudden. So that was kind of my first experience with alcohol. And you drink. I want to say I don't want to say a lot during college, but when I look back at it, it's like it's a lot more than I did after college for sure. But it was kind of normal. It was kind of part of the party scene or whatever. What people did, on the weekends at college, you just don't have a lot to do usually, and drinking cheap beer is usually going to parties, campus parties is kind of one of the things you do. So when I graduated college, I would kind of just drink with my buddies. I lived with a couple buddies after college, and we would drink a little bit, here and there on the weekends, this and that. Like, thankfully, I do want to say that I was never somebody who had a problem with alcohol. I would say there was a time that alcohol was something that was just part of like a Thursday, maybe a Friday, maybe a Saturday kind of thing. And it was just like part of those days, if you know what I mean. Like, it was just something that I did those days. But, I'm very blessed to not have a problem with alcohol. I was around people in my life who do and maybe still do, like did and still maybe do have a problem with alcohol. And I'm just thankful that wasn't me. But as I got older, like right now I'm 28, and these past couple years, I think I drank like a decent amount, nowhere near as much as in college, but I started getting into craft beer a little bit. My wife and I would go to breweries and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed going to breweries and having a drink or two. But the thing for me, and the thing that hit me earlier this year, and I've talked about this year just being a year of growth for me, is essentially just I found that alcohol just wasn't doing anything for me anymore. I was drinking in that at the house or going out to drink, and it was just something that would give you a buzz. And half the time, I didn't even really like the buzz. For me, I'm just whenever I drank, I would just get drowsy, sometimes kind of irritable. It just kind of depends. I feel like if I was drinking and playing video games, I was in a good mood for whatever reason. But if I was drinking and doing other things, sometimes I just wouldn't be in a good mood. And then I just felt like my head was never in the right place. I just didn't like being buzzed. I was never drinking to get drunk per se, but the buzz just wasn't hitting the same, if you know what I mean. Wasn't hitting the same as in college, and the vibes are different, right? Like, I'm drinking at home for the most part, or drinking at a brewery, which is a little bit different. Breweries are really chill. I would definitely say that. I guess the older you get, where you go is a brewery to drink sometimes. But alcohol was expensive. It's a lot of calories, and earlier this year I was like, I'm gonna make some changes. So lost a little bit of weight and did everything I can to be eating healthier. But alcohol just wasn't part of that plan anymore. It just didn't serve a purpose in my life like it kind of used to. And so, what has life been like not drinking? It's been pretty good. Honestly, it's been great. Like I said, you save a lot of money. I wake up every day with more mental clarity. Like, whenever I would drink, you just wake up so much more groggy. Let alone if you drink too much, you wake up hungover, and that's just brutal. And I just have so much more mental clarity. I feel like I'm able to focus on things a lot more, my work, my hobbies, and I'm really thankful for that. it's it's one of those things that I'm glad I made the change, and I'm thankful that it wasn't hard for me to do, because I know for some people quitting drinking is really tough. And while other things might be tougher for me to quit, drinking was not necessarily. For I would say for a couple weeks after I quit drinking, I kind of craved alcohol or craved a beer. Because like having a nice cold beer after a long work week was pretty refreshing, if I do say so. And now I don't have that craving anymore, which is really nice. Now it's just like drink other things, water, energy drinks, coffee, stuff like that. And overall, I would say my life has been better for sure. So if you're around my age, or if you're maybe even a little bit younger, you're kind of you might be in a stage of life where drinking's fun. It's something you do on the weekends with your friends, this and that, and that's cool, right? That's fine. Maybe you'll get to an age where it's just like, dang, what am I doing? And I kind of hit that. I kind of hit that age where I'm just like, you know what, this isn't really doing anything for me anymore. So that's why I quit. Let me know in the comments below if you're kind of in that stage of your life, or maybe you're younger, or maybe you're older, maybe you're not. Kind of let me know what you think, or if you've been through kind of just quitting something in general. Let me know how that went for you. So anyway, short video for you. More videos to come. Thanks, everybody.